Good morning, this is Miss Jack. Welcome back to my channel. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, and thanks for watching my videos. This is part 3 of my addiction story. Hello everybody, this is Miss Jack or Angie. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and like. Leave me some comments, y'all. Don't be shy. I don't own the rights to the music, but I'm listening to my man DMX Slipping. This song has a lot of meaning to me. As I listen to this song, it sounds like me. You know, to live is to suffer, and to survive is to find meaning into suffering. And thanks to my friend Carter, who did my tattoo, for one of my anniversaries of being clean. And I just said, that saying means so much to me. And he also did my serenity prayer. He does custom hats and stuff like that. We'll do another video on him later. But that's my friend, okay? So, okay, now we're back in my addiction story. Meaning, let's see, where are we? We're going to go, we close to the end of my addiction because I told y'all a lot of crazy stories. The end of my addiction, I sniffed scramble most of my addiction. Sometimes I would sniff morphine back in the day down Emerson Avenue. I've sniffed raw sometimes. But my main was scrambled dope. Now, scrambled dope has cut on it. So you have to, what they say, drain your nose with water. Sometimes I ain't had no daggone water. Every time I drink my nose. That's what keeps stuff at dope. The end result of that is it's a hole all the way across inside my nose. Like if I go to the doctors, they shine a light up my nose, they see a whole hole, like straight across, you know. And when I was in treatment, I asked one of the counselors, I was like, is my hole and my nose gonna ever close up? Because like when I blow my nose, it's like, ooh, like big, yeah. But anyway, y'all get the picture. But this is what the cut does to your nose. But at the end of my addiction, I started sniffing raw. Go to Park Heights, whatever. I met a dude that was from my Park Heights, and he was like a mobile drug dealer, whatever. So he would meet me at my job, well, he wouldn't meet me per se at my house, but I lived in the Junction. He'd meet me at the, what was that? The 7-Star. So he had kids. He would bring the kids with him, which was irritating as hell. They like, hi, Miss Angie, I'm trying to get, trying to get my dope and go back in the house. But one day he was like, I gotta get my kids from school. I'm looking like, nigga, if, basically, fuck your kids, I need my dope. It's always want what I want, not just me, an addict per se. What they want, we're selfish, One day, he said, Angie, I'm gonna come to your house. I was working at IHOP security. He don't come. I wake up in the morning, I don't have no dope. But a friend of mine used to work there, and he was like, no, come on. He had a little bit of scramble, but mind you, I was buying grams of raw dope. So a little bit of scramble, it really didn't do not much. This man didn't contact me till damn near 12:30. I'm walking around there ill, sad, looking crazy. Don't want to work, but I want to make some more money. So when I do get in touch with him, get me another gram. He calls, Angie, I'm on my way to you. Whole attitude change. I'm happy, like, yes. I'm like, what you want? I'm going to get you some food. Back then we sold chicken sausage and country griddle pancakes, and that was that nigga meal. And I had it. I'm waiting at the back door for him to pull up in that Range Rover, But the insanity of that story was about how I didn't want that nigga to get his kids. Like, I don't care about your kids. I don't care what you got going on. Also, what else? At the end of my addiction, I didn't even know who I was. You know what I'm saying? I had left Central Booking, going up to WC. Lady weighed me, I was 125 pounds. I went to my mother's house one day, knocked on the door. She was like, who are you? Like, I want my daughter. Like, where's Angela? I'm looking at her like she's crazy. But what she said stayed with me. She ain't know who I was. I ain't even know who I was. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had time to be looking in no mirrors. One day I actually looked in the mirror like, you look a mess. It's like your skin, when you sniff a lot of hair in your skin, you look dusty. You could be clean, took a shower, was smelling good, but you just have a dusty look about yourself. You know, it's the chemicals and the drugs or whatever. It just make you look dusty. You know what I'm saying? You have a certain look about yourself. But that was getting to the end, you know. Another situation was basically one of my good friends that helped me get clean. This last time, he was like, he saw me on North and Linden. I'm walking around aimlessly, don't know where I'm going. And I was just in thought. And he saw me, he was driving down North Avenue, and he pulled over. He was like, what the fuck? What's going on? Where's you going? I'm like, I don't even know. Looking for some more dope. He's like, you look like you had enough dope. You know what he said? It touched me to this day. He said, when the last time you ate? That's a loving person. When the last time, he didn't say, he wasn't worried about, oh, let me get you some more dope. He said, when was the last time you ate? I was like, nigga, I don't know. He just gave me a once over look at me like, you ain't eating a while. You look like you're not taking care of yourself. And that's what he said. He said, you looking rough. Basically, I don't have no, try to sugarcoat it. You skinny, you dusty, and you probably take a good hot ass bath and eat a meal. So he took me up his house, you know. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of, you know what I'm saying? He was actually trying to help me, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we were in a relationship as time went on. Actually, the relationship didn't work. That's a story for the relationship show. But to say this, that's one person that I can say that is my friend, and I can always depend on him, you know, because see, when the relationship ended, we acted like adults, you know what I'm saying? We wind up living in the same house for another 7, 8 years, but not in a relationship. That's a friend, and he also helped me get clean, but that's part of the story. That's part of that story. You know, but he took me up his house, you know. Angie, where you staying at? You know, I couldn't even get a man to answer. Where I stay at, everywhere. Anybody house? Somebody let me stay, you know what I'm saying? Because, see, for real, you really homeless unless you got some keys or something. You know what I mean? There ain't no key to nothing. You know, I'm knocking on windows. And I stay tonight, I know a lot of people fuck with me. So it was never a day that really I ain't had nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Let me stay around here. I had dope and shit. Let me stay around here. But who wants to, that's not living. Going from house to house to house to house. No keys, no stability, no nothing. But who cares? You don't care, you know? So things got so bad. One of my friends, I'm not gonna say his name, but he had a bandominium, but he kept dope. Let me tell you. So we in a bandominium. Slept in the bandominium, yep, slept in there. It wasn't real dirty, but it was in a bandominium, so it is what it is. But what happened was, in the morning, you know, everybody did dope. In the morning, wake up ill. He wasn't a sniffer. He was a shooter. He went outside of his house, it was on Pt.3 Street. He went outside his house and got a pill. One pill. Because I was still asleep. I guess he's like, she'll be up or whatever. So I'm like, thinking like, I don't think I had any money, but I was like, I know he'll look out for me. He comes in the door. You know, people ill, he puts it in the cooker, whatever, cooks up. Next thing I know, it's in the needle, it's wet, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm sitting there looking like, ew. Like, what are you doing? My mind went blank. It's decision time. I was like, hit me. He looked at me, he said, girl, you don't want these problems. He didn't do it. And I thank God that I didn't, because honey, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all today. because I know I have addictive personality as it is, not just with her, but with everything. So I know I would have took that. I probably would have died in them streets. They'd have been like, you know, you heard about Angie, she OD'd in an old house out because they ain't able to do such. Yeah, that would have been the end of my story, but I didn't want that to be the end of my story. That was a point of like clarity. Another point of clarity was on North and Curry. Knockers come out, I'm on the ground, buses running up and down the street, like, moment of clarity. Like, you look like a fool laying on the ground with all these niggas. Police don't care. Shut up. I don't care if you're a girl. You know what I'm saying? That was the last time I got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because my mind was starting to come around to maybe there's a better way of living. Maybe you don't have to live like this. Maybe you could do something different. Now, before I got clean this time, I had been to the buprenorphine program 3 times when it first started with Dr. Hayes down Maryland Jungle, where you got the needle. I know they be running around saying beeps like it's something new. No, buprenorphine is a medication that was in a needle form at the time when I was getting it. But I wasn't, my mind wasn't ready to actually, like, you can get rid of the drugs in your body, but you have to do some work on yourself. You have to change as a person. Then I had been on I went to the CAP program, which is at Baby. That's when I was pregnant. It was a joke. You know what I'm saying? The program wasn't a joke. I took it as a joke. I rolled out. You know, I had a cell phone in there. Why supposed to have a cell phone in there? It stars out. Did they give out the new dope? Da da da. You know, I ain't really in there to do that. And I was pregnant. Then, finally, I come back around. I got on another program. So that's 3, 4, 5. Another methadone program. I got on another methadone program. I got 2 kids. So that's 5. Then I went to another friend of mine. He came to Gilmore Homes. He was trying to help. Good friend of mine. Took me to I Can Weekend. I know with my personality, to abide by rules like that was not going to be the answer for me to get clean. Because, see, you was in a house with other women, remind you of jail. You know, it's like rules and regulations. It's going to be rules, but I ain't want them kind of rules. You know, but it wasn't. And then other times I had bought clonidines on the street and a bottle of methadone to like, oh, I'm a kid. You know, I did that, bro. So altogether, my attempts of getting clean probably was like 10. Never really, you know, I give up real easy. Like, fuck it, I'm going to go back and get high. Because what the problem was is that I love to be high. I love to be medicated. I loved the feeling that heroin gave me because it gave me this feeling of being carefree and I didn't have to worry about anything. Like, I had no kids in the world. I didn't care about anything. You know what I'm saying? Nothing bothered me. I would be just like, okay, brush it off. You know what I'm saying? And without the dope and stuff now, I have anxiety because as soon as somebody say something I don't like, I'm ready to knock their head off, like, because I don't have that tolerance level anymore. But I'm working on it. That's why I'm trying to hurry and do this video, because I got my therapy session at 5. Yeah, don't judge me. Oh, and I wanted to address somebody that sent me a message. I don't know who it was, but they sent me a message in Facebook Messenger or whatever, saying, I guess, they was happy for the video or whatever. They said, why didn't I just do my voice only? No, because I'm not ashamed of anything I've done. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if you were offended by some of my words, but I'm here to, you know, share a message. You know what I'm saying? But no, maybe that's what you would do, or maybe you wouldn't even do a video. But living your truth, that's my message, living your truth. That's all you can do. You know, and I always try to live on my truth, you know. So, once my good friend, he started like, no, you know, help you try to get, this is like 2003. I wasn't ready in 2003, but I was slowing down, you know. He was like, you can come stay up here in my house, da da da, stay up there, you know. I'm back working. That's a start. You know what I'm saying? I got some stability, but I'm still not ready to stop behind. But what do I do? Just start, got a little help, and I'm going to, run with it. So in March of 2005, he used to get out to, he said, I'm going to go with the program. I said, honey, I done been on the program 2 times. Shit ain't work for me, you know. He said, but you probably didn't really try. I'm like, you right. So he got on at the end of March, and I got on at the end of March. But it wasn't until like April that, like when I first got on the program, first of all, I had some challenges because actually getting on the program, it was like, oh, you're a sniffer, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't have done this amount of dope and this and that. Like, she looked up my nose. Once the nurse looked up my nose, I'm good. But when you get on a program, they give you 30, 35 milligrams for the first, like just to see first. But I had been on programs. Get the 35 milligrams. What I do? I'm still sniffing dope because I'm not feeling like what I said. I'm not feeling good. I feel good for one part of the day, and then I don't feel good. So it's a back and forth battle. And then I had a counselor when I first started that was very like into the book. Like she wants to read everything out of the book on the computer. Like what's going on with me is, ma'am, it's not found in a computer. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you how I feel. So she's always thinking I'm trying to manipulate to get a higher dose. Ma'am, I'm trying not to manipulate right now. I'm trying to get some help. You know what I'm saying? So we went back and forth, and then I'm going to try to tell her what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. But she was like, no, what you're going to do is you're going to groups. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm like, man, I work. She said, what time you get off? 2 o'clock. You got time to get, but you won't get medicated. So eventually she got me up to 70 milligrams. Still wasn't great, but it was better. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to 90 milligrams. I'm at a comfort level. Like, this is comfortable for the amount of heroin I have used over the course of 15 years. So, I gotta go to groups. I go to groups. People in the group say it's a joke to them. I was really trying to get some help because I had still been sniffing dope with 90 milligrams. So another counselor, Mr. Miller, I was like, in group, like, why is it that I still keep sniffing dope? And I'm feeling okay off the methadone. He said, because you don't know what to do once you leave. I was getting half of some. I did run the street and, act a fool. So then I started actually paying attention in group, you know what I'm saying, and asking him questions. And he was like, do something, So my friend that I moved in with, he bought me a desktop that year for Christmas. And that was the start of me really becoming focused on doing other things. I love to read. I would go downtown, this was before the Kindles and all that. So I would go downtown and get books and just have books every day. Like I said, I got addictive behavior, so I couldn't go get one book. Every day I came from the program, I would get a book, get a book, get a book. It's occupying my time. Next thing you know, I wasn't no longer worrying about sniffing dope. You know what I'm saying? I went through several counselors at the program. I was on Reflective Treatment Center down on Gay Street, and turn around, I was on the program for about 3 years, and I'm like, I went to one of my counselors, I'm like, I want to get off. Because I was getting take-homes by them. I got 6 take-homes. I only came once a week. But he was like, it's not enough time. I didn't understand, what do you mean it's not enough time? What do you mean? I want to get off this program. I'm tired of coming down here. But it's a process.